What's in a name? Well, quite a bit actually, especially if those names are Hudson Soft and 18. Two names which are enough to make even the steeliest of hardcore gamers go weak at the knees and come over all funny. Next, if I tell you that they teamed up back in the late 1990s to produce a fighting game, you'll probably say, "Gray, stop, I haven't enough organs left to afford inflated import prices." Well, don't worry Squire, it was released in both the US and UK too. That's right readers, I'm talking about Bloody Roar. Hudson Soft and 18 took one look at the overcrowded 3D beat-em-up market on the PlayStation 1 and said me too, and the result of their union produced a game that manages to stand out from the glut of Tekken clones prevalent in this era by giving the player the ability to transform into all manner of fighting mad felines and badass beasts. If you remember the cartoon Visionaries, you're on the right track. On the surface, this seems like nothing more than a gimmick, but in actual fact is the very essence of a highly polished and responsive fighting engine. And while your computer-controlled opponents prove little competition after you've mastered basic combos and special moves, in two-player mode, this game shines like a beacon over a sea of mediocre games such as Tobal No. 1, Zero Divide, Kensei, Iron and Blood, and a dozen others I could mention.
Bloody Roar 2, the new breed.
They say lightning never strikes twice, but after the success of the first game, a sequel was sure to follow, and we didn't have to wait long before welcoming back the anthropomorphic combatants for a second round in Bloody Roar 2, Bringer of the New Age, which, like the first, was exclusive to the PlayStation 1. Now I was a big fan of the original, so part 2 needed to be good. It wasn't. It was friggin' exceptional. Everything about it feels faster, smoother and more detailed. The sense of danger and emergency when your opponent transforms and you can't. The fluidity of the combo system. In short, what I'm trying to say is Bloody Roar 2 is up there with Tekken 3, Soul Blade and Dead or Alive as one of the greatest 3D beat-em-ups on the PlayStation 1. You simply have to have it in your collection. Every new console generation sees a game of musical chairs take place in the video game universe, and in this generation we saw Dead or Alive become Xbox exclusive, Virtua Fighter debut on a non-Sega console, and Bloody Roar become multi-format. Bloody Roar 3, also known as Primal Fury on GameCube and Bloody Roar Extreme on Xbox, was always going to have a difficult job on its hands in trying to appease its hardcore fans and draw in a whole new audience on the PS2. But as much as I enjoyed it then and now, even I had to concede that something was missing. The game just lacks the oomph of previous titles. Maybe it was a changing marketplace where 3D fighting games no longer seemed as novel or relevant, or perhaps it was the beginning of the rise of the FPS. That genre that had flattered to deceive on the 32 bits was now coming into its own. But this isn't the end of our tale. Hudson Soft would give its furry loving fanbase one more entry to stick their teeth into, with Bloody Roar 4, once more exclusive to Sony's all-conquering PlayStation 2 platform. 18 and Hudson Soft would pull out all the stops in what is to date the last entry in the Bloody Roar saga. But despite a mixed reception to the game on its release, I consider it a strong contender on the PS2 beat-em-up roster, and on par with Part 2 as the best game in the series. But what of the future of the franchise? There was rumours of a PS3 title in the works, and if Killer Instinct can get a new Xbox One game after nearly 2 decades in the gaming wilderness, then Bloody Roar would certainly find an audience of online fighting game fans. But with Hudson Soft's demise, the license wound up with Konami, who've remained tight-lipped on the subject of bringing the battling beasties back once more. But even if a new game never materialises, we still have 4 of the finest beat-em-ups to play, and each are widely available for no more than a couple of quid. So if you miss these quartet of furry fisticuffs, then get them, play them, you will not be disappointed. So, my name's Gray, you've been watching this Consoletronics Bloody Roar series retrospective. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're a fan of the series or have decided to now check it out, let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, why not subscribe? So, thanks for watching, and I'll have some more videos up very soon. Laters.